I'm a monster, and I'm cringy. Ha! Hey, welcome back to another honest review. I've been doing a lot of these lately. Actually, scratch that. No, I haven't. I've been planning a lot of these lately, is what I actually said. So, on Friday, I covered The Batman, and I told you that I would be covering two animated movies that I saw earlier this year, both of which are 2022 releases, so I might as well talk about them. I will talk about the first one today and then the other one sometime later down the line. So today we're going to be talking about Hotel Transylvania Transformania. First thing, huge spoilers for all four movies, especially this new one. And, well, it's been like a few weeks since I actually watched it, but it's kind of fresh in my mind because it's not very hard to forget because of how shocking it actually is. So, yeah. Real quickly before I begin, I just want to thank all of you guys for getting me up to almost 100 subscribers. If you guys want to get me there, feel free to do so. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. So let's get into the review. So, what is Hotel Transylvania Transformania exactly? Well, to put it straight, it's a movie in the Hotel Transylvania franchise that was released this year on Amazon. It marks the first for a few things in the Hotel Transylvania franchise. It's the first film in the franchise not to go to theaters. It was originally planned to do that, but due to the pandemic, it was released on Amazon due to a deal they had with Sony. 2, it's the first of the franchise not to be directed by Genndy Tartakovsky, who directed the first 3. And 3, it's the first of the movies to not have Adam Sandler as Dracula. Now, I made a video about this earlier in 2021. I think it was in May, where I discussed the fact that Brian Hull, who is a voiceover artist, is voicing Dracula, and we'll get to that in a minute. Same thing goes for Kevin James. He did not return for this movie. So, yeah, maybe we should just get to the plot. So the plot of this movie... What plot? I mean, I guess you could say the plot is about Dracula bonding with Johnny, but that's literally the plot of the first movie. Learning to love somebody who's in love with his daughter is just the plot of the first movie. Now it's just learning to get along with his son-in-law, but really that makes no sense because they already had like a good like friendship starting in the first movie, and in both the second and third movie, they seemed like really good friends. So I don't understand the change here where he's already suddenly annoyed. Look, I get Johnny's like not like the coolest dude ever. He's like a surfer dude kind of guy, but like he's not that annoying. Like, I don't understand that. So Van Helsing from the last movie has this thing where it can turn humans into monsters and people into the monsters into humans. So Johnny turns into like that really weird looking green thing. He kind of looks like Godzilla with hair and green and with wings. And then Drac turns into like a 50-year-old dad, and they have to go to South America to find a crystal to change them back because I don't know what I'm saying. I really wish I was making this stuff up. Point being, the story is absolutely ridiculous. Now, let me just say for the record that there are so many. The stories in the original 3 movies aren't original. As a matter of fact, they're kind of standard, but they go as follows. The first movie focuses on a Dracula trying to get used to the fact that there's a human inside the hotel. The second movie is Dracula learning to accept his grandson. The third movie is Dracula learning to find love again. And the fourth movie is literally just, I really don't know what else to say in regards to this stuff because, yeah. I really, this is giving me a headache because I don't know what to say, like, at all, and I feel like if I continue talking about the story anymore, I'm just gonna, lose it. Let's talk about the characters first before anything else. So Dracula, as I said, is voiced by Brian Hull, and no disrespect to the guy. I think he's a really great guy. He's very talented, and he's such a nice dude. I would really love to meet him, but he didn't do a good Dracula. Now, again, no disrespect to Brian Hull. He's a great guy, but like, it feels like he's like trying his best Dracula impression and sounds very much nothing like Adam Sandler. Like, you notice it for real. Like, when I watched the short he was in, the Monster Pets short, he also voices Dracula in that. It was kind of hard to tell the difference. But here it's very noticeable that it's not Adam Sandler doing the voice, and that kind of stings because Adam Sandler was one of the highlights of the franchise, and the fact that he did not come back just showed that, Sony was just, I guess they were too arrogant to call him back. Either that or he just didn't want to do it. I'm sure he just didn't want to do it. Other than that, though, Dracula is not that great of a character in this one. He wasn't a great character in the third movie necessarily either in regards to writing, but Adam Sandler performed him well. So I'm imagining, since the writing in this movie is not that great, it's on par with like a stupid kids movie, that well, Adam Sandler would have made it better. So going by that, like, you expect the voiceover artist who makes great impressions of several characters to be good here. Like, he does great impressions, but like, I don't expect this to be like what people like want to see in like a big budget production that's on one of the most profitable franchises in recent days. I mean, I also don't like the fact that they just ruined his whole character arc from the first movie, where he kind of accepts Johnny as a person. Also, yeah, like we'll get to that in a minute, but like, I don't understand why they did that. It's a pointless change that it didn't add anything to the story. It kind of just destroyed it. Johnny is the other main character and follows a Disney twist villain cliche in the third act, where he's like, "Oh, you don't like me," and becomes a brat and starts destroying things. Starts talking like the Hulk. Like, really? I don't understand that at all. In the second act, when they're in the jungle, they have him act like a jerk to Dracula, like unintentional jerk, and that's just for some slapstick that you don't really need to see. There was so much slapstick that it actually started hurting my eyes, and that never happened to me with slapstick before. So this is a first timer for some crappy animated slapstick in a movie, at least. In TV, obviously, with Teen Titans Go, the slapstick really did sting to watch. The other monster characters were really good in like the second and in the first few movies, but here they're just kind of there for like comedic relief. I mean, Frankenstein has a joke about his hair, and just like they keep cutting to him taking pictures, and like it's such a stupid joke. Like, and the character model doesn't represent what he would look like. The Wolfman looks very stereotypical dad stuff. The Invisible Man, let me put this into perspective for you. The first shots of him coming in is like when he's completed is a shot of his butt cheeks closed. I don't want to get demonetized. Yeah, the Mummy is very racist looking, and Blobby is just green jello. Gross. Besides that, though, there are other characters in this movie that don't add a lot, like Winnie and Dennis. They did a lot in the last two movies, and there's a really weird plot hole where Dracula hypnotizes them. But since Dennis is a vampire, it was established that vampires don't have hypnotism in them, or can't get hypnotized. So the fact that he got hypnotized, even though he's part human, doesn't make any sense to me, because he's vampire and vampires can't get hypnotized. It's just an annoying plot hole. And Mavis and Erica have nothing to do, because like they're literally sidelined for a few reasons. I have no idea. Van Helsing is just there again. I didn't like him in the last movie. I hated the fact that he has that weird design. Like, I was thinking to myself while watching Hotel Transylvania 3 back in 2020, I was watching the 3 movies with my brother, that what if he was like a ghost instead? and that would be like, it's like ironic that he becomes a monster, but there's not really that much to say. Moving on, we have like the animation style, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it didn't feel cheap or like destroyed or anything. It actually is the highlight of this movie, believe it or not. All the movies have had really good and quality animation, so I'm not surprised that this movie continues that tradition. Although towards the very end there is a point where it switches to 2D, and that's for the credits, and it kind of sucks, and like, yeah, it's not great. There are so many other frustrating moments in this movie, such as the totally out of place weird ending where they come back and their house or the hotel is destroyed, and like it's resolved within 2 minutes. So like, yeah, that's not how you really do it, guys. It's kind of stupid that you're ending it like this. And like the climax was already with a giant in like a forest or something. I have no idea what I'm saying again. And yeah, it's kind of a pitchfork to the eye to end the Hotel Transylvania movies with two of the most mediocre movies I've ever seen in my life, and it's really just not a good look. It started out really good with two good movies that really made me emotional in some points, but then it's just a punch to the face to everybody who thought, yeah, this could be an intelligent franchise. Overall, this movie is not the worst of the four movies. As a matter of fact, it's actually my number third. It's on the third spot from my ranking. I still think Hotel Transylvania 3 is just worse overall because that's just the bigger betrayal to the franchise, and it really hurts to watch. So I don't recommend this to anybody except little kids who will get a kick out of it, and it's not worth it to watch on Amazon because like, there are other great things you could be watching on Amazon. You could be watching The Boys and so many other movies and TV shows. So I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. And yeah, might as well just watch the first two only. So next review, I'll be covering Ice Age: The Adventures of Buck Wild. Hopefully sometime soon. I want to be doing a lot more of this because I feel like this is going to be my strong point, giving you guys honest thoughts on movies that are currently out. Same thing what I did with the Batman. So I'll see you guys next time, and have a great day, and keep on watching movies.